The New York Times has revealed that the Trump regime is collaborating with Palantir Technologies on a data-sharing initiative that could lead to the creation of a massive federal database containing personal details on nearly every American citizen. According to the report, such a centralized system would dramatically expand presidential surveillance capabilities. Palantir, a Colorado-based AI data analytics firm co-founded by prominent tech billionaire Trump backer Peter Thiel, who hired J.D. Vance at his global investment firm in 2017 and then nurtured Vance's political rise, is to aid in assembling a comprehensive database of Americans' personal information, according to unnamed Palantir staff and government insiders cited by the New York Times. This follows the company's prior negotiations with both the Social Security Administration and the Department of Education. The partnership has sparked backlash among conservatives, exposing a rare fracture between Donald Trump and some of his staunchest supporters. The uproar reflects broader national concerns over digital privacy and civil liberties and artificial intelligence and the increasing role of private tech firms in handling sensitive government data. Critics argue the effort resembles surveillance systems found in authoritarian regimes, prompting concern even from within Trump's Make America Great Again base. Numerous conservative influencers have voiced frustration and disappointment on social media platform X, owned by Peter Thiel's former business partner. One user told their followers, "People say I turned on Trump. No, he turned on us. I'm just done pretending. I'll speak the truth, no matter how hard it is." Another post read, "I didn't vote for this."
We can use Armageddon, and maybe it's literal and maybe it's metaphorical, but that's totally acceptable. So that tells you that's not the thing that's taboo. Antichrist is like, wow, what planet are you from?
Right.
And so that tells me that the existential risks are very selective of the sort that we've given, and the fears about a one world state are downplayed because they are the solution to the other ones. That is, the self-governing, politically atheist, humans governing themselves solution to Armageddon is, it's what Bostrom says. It's effective world government with extremely effective policing to stop, dangerous technologies from being developed and to force people to, not have too diverse a set of views, because the diversity of views is what's going to push some scientists to develop technologies they shouldn't be developing. And so we are just so grooved to the Antichrist solution. We don't worry about it because it is actually, it presents itself as the solution to all these others. And then my intuition is that what that tells me is that we should worry about both. But if you had to prioritize them, you should be way more worried about the Antichrist because no one's worried about it.
Far-right influencer Nick Fuentes, who dined with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, known for his America First rhetoric and white nationalist views, condemned the regime's alignment with Palantir as a betrayal. He said this is the ultimate backstab and posted on X, where he has more than 500,000 followers, they're feeding MAGA supporters into a surveillance system run by a CIA Mossad-linked company. If Palantir isn't the deep state, what is? In a video shared to his Rumble channel, viewed over 31 million times, Fuentes claimed the database would target critics of Israel and monitor their networks, whether you're a citizen or not, Christian or Muslim. If you've spoken out or even interacted with someone who did, you're being tracked. They're building an enemies list. Palantir Technologies, along with Musk's SpaceX and Anduril Industries, are key partners in developing Trump's ridiculous Golden Dome, a proposed $175 billion U.S. missile defense system inspired by Israel's Iron Dome that aims to protect the country from ballistic, hypersonic and cruise missiles. The system's AI-powered core, which will analyze vast amounts of data from satellites, drones, and land-based systems to identify and track threats, except Israel is smaller than New Jersey. and is intercepting mostly slow, low-tech missiles. A missile defense system for the entire USA is a Herculean task and will likely never happen. Trump won't be told no, though, and these companies will get rich stringing him along until the contract is cancelled. Palantir has received over $113 million in federal funding since Trump returned to office, including a $795 million contract from the Department of Defense, according to the New Republic. Its software, Foundry, is already in use by agencies like the Department of Homeland Security and Health and Human Services, facilitating the merger of data across departments. Palantirs can integrate vast amounts of digital data, everything from your medical history and tax records to your political donations and travel patterns, all into a single searchable profile accessed by multiple government agencies. Critics have drawn parallels between the proposed system and China's social credit system. The initiative would be unprecedented. This is not just another database. It would unify your tax returns, your student loans, your social security information, your banking details, your health records, and of course your immigration status.
Britain going to war with Germany makes as much sense as London invading Hertfordshire, the adjacent county to London. And it was just the stock market would go down more. You couldn't do this, and everyone would lose. And yet that happened. And so the sort of glib globalization, I think, is not going to work. And we need to just ask a relentless number of hard questions about it.
Got it.
So, but then, yeah, it's always in the details. I think we have to find some way to talk about these technologies where the technologies are dangerous, but it's probably, in some sense, it's even more dangerous not to do them. It's even more dangerous to have a society where there's zero growth. If we go full on with the Club of Rome, limits to growth, we have this fully Luddite program. That, again, my intuitions is that will end very badly politically. It's going to be a zero-sum, nasty Malthusian society, and it will push towards something that's much more autocratic, much more totalitarian, because the pie won't grow. People will be much nastier.
Earlier this year, Donald Trump signed an executive order allowing the federal government to increase data sharing across agencies. The Times reporting sheds light on Palantir's advanced data integration tools that could make it feasible to merge highly sensitive data from agencies like the Department of Homeland Security, ICE, and the IRS. These institutions currently hold scattered records on things like financial accounts and healthcare and student loans and disability claims, but these aren't stored in a unified location. The Trump regime claims the effort aims to break down information silos to improve efficiency and cut costs, but critics, including some former Palantir insiders, have voiced serious privacy and security concerns. Founded in the early 2000s by Peter Thiel alongside Joe Lonsdale, Stephen Cohen, and current CEO Alex Karp, Palantir has built a reputation for secrecy and high-level government contracts. And while it does serve private sector clients, much of its work centers on US defense and intelligence, as well as international operations. Thiel, a billionaire tech investor best known for co-founding PayPal with Elon Musk and being the first outside investor in Facebook, has long been an influential figure in conservative political circles. He named Palantir after the seeing stones in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, a nod to the firm's ambition to create powerful tools for insight and surveillance. Palantir's work has often drawn scrutiny, particularly for its support of controversial government programs. The company's provided tools to ICE for tracking immigrants during Trump's aggressive deportation campaigns and has confirmed providing intelligence services to the Israeli military, an action condemned by human rights advocates but defended by Palantir. They said, "We don't mind being the bad guys."
One world or none. That's pretty hard to envision a third way. And so that's where I think the biblical language, it sounds crazier, but it's actually more hopeful. One world or none, those are the two options if you're a political atheist.
Right.
We have human self-government or human self-destruction. And and then and it's a choice of two incredible evils.
Despite public pushback, the company has enjoyed a lucrative relationship with the federal government. Since Trump's return to office, the firm's federal earnings have surged. Peter Thiel's political influence remains significant. Besides his deep financial backing of MAGA Republican campaigns, donating more than $1.25 million to Trump in 2016, Thiel has ties to many officials now shaping tech policy. The Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which played a key role in selecting Palantir, reportedly employs several individuals with prior connections to Thiel's companies. Thiel himself has highly questionable and contradictory views on the role of government. He clearly doesn't care for democracy and has bamboozled Trump and other nations' leaders with his pseudo-intellectualism, speaking in a highbrow, tech know-it-all style that is impossible to fathom because it's gibberish. Gibberish that closes deals for billions.
We need to somehow pull things back together. It's what the universities were supposed to do. Don't think they will do it, but you have to figure.
After years of deconstruction, you're calling for an act of reconstruction.
Yeah, it may not happen in the progressive cult that is the university, but still, it is really a time for reconstruction.
I'm Anthony Davis. You can find me on the 5 Minute News YouTube channel and podcast, on Wednesdays co-hosting Uncovered, and on Sunday on The Weekend Show with Midas Touch.